Om Shanti. So I'm continuing the part 2 of To Be Free from Laziness and Carelessness PDF from Baba Avayakt Murli's. So we are starting from here where Baba says now, from page 15, Baba says, now have the intoxication of being a master creator and continue to distance yourself from all the attractions of creation. You are the creation in front of the Father. Baba is watching each one of us. But a time will come where if you do not stabilize yourself in this powerful stage of master creator and master knowledgeable, your creation will create a variety of forms, colors, and ways. Therefore, in order to become full, stabilize yourself in your stage, and you will not fail anywhere. Even now, there are mistakes of childhood, the mistakes of carelessness, the mistakes of laziness, and the mistakes of having a don't care attitude still remaining. Now, forget these four types of mistakes in the same way as you will have forgotten them in the golden agent world. So now show your form of being the embodiment of the power, the form that has adopted all the forms and the light that is constantly lit in a practical way. The bhagats of each of you deities is in the incognito form are desperate to find you. When your perfect form is revealed, it is then your bhagats will find you. Their special deities in that visible form. At present, there are many types of bhagats. They will hear the sound, but you must remember that on the one side, the sound of the devilish souls will emerge with greater attraction and full force. And on the other side, the sound from your bhagats will be in full force in many different ways. It is the task of the intellect to discriminate between what you have to put into the practical form and what you must not. Therefore, the time for favors has now gone by. It is now the time for spiritualities. For the spirituality, if there isn't any spirituality, you will battle with many different types of Maya. This is why Bap Dada is giving you a warning even today. This is on 22nd October 1970 that Baba said that. The Father is constantly cooperative with those who maintain courage. Therefore, never let go of your courage. Always maintain courage and remain enthusiastic. With courage, you will constantly remain cheerful. What will happen by having enthusiasm? What does enthusiasm finish? It finishes laziness. What does enthusiasm finish? It finishes laziness. Laziness is also the main vice. At present time, those effort makers who are moving along the path of effort are attacked by Maya in the form of laziness in different ways. So, in order to finish laziness, remain constantly enthusiastic. So, the antidote for laziness we know is enthusiasm, and that's how we can finish it. When someone has enthusiasm to earn an income, his laziness finishes. If someone does not have enthusiasm for any particular task, he will definitely have laziness. Therefore, never let go of your enthusiasm so that you have become influenced by laziness and are deprived by performing elevated karmas. There are many types of laziness. Laziness becomes a great obstacle in your effort to move forward. When you say, okay, I will think about it, I will do it, I will definitely do it, it is a sign of laziness. I will do it, it will happen. No, you have to start doing it instantly. Now is the key word. You have already imbibed in your intellect the knowledge and dharana you have received. However, what becomes an obstacle to it becoming practical is your own laziness. Acha, I will do this from tomorrow. If the other person does it, it will also, I will also do it. I think about it today and do it from tomorrow. This is all forms of laziness, Baba says. I will finish this task and then do it afterwards. Such thoughts are a form of laziness. Whatever you want to do it now. Do as much as you want to do as much as you want to at this time. When you say these words, I will think about it. I will do it later. There is gaga language at the end of it, that I will do it. Um, in Hindi, it's like हम करेंगे, हो जाएगा, ऐसा होगा. So all that, those words are from the Gaga language, Baba says. These words are a sign of childhood. A little child speaks the language of Gaga. This is a sign of carelessness. Therefore, never allow the form of laziness to come to you. Constantly maintain your enthusiasm because you have become the instrument. When the instrument constantly maintain enthusiasm in their effort, then seeing them, others will also be enthusiastic. What is it a sign of? If whilst moving along, you become tired in your own effort or your effort becomes ordinary. If there are no if there are no obstacle, but there is no intense love either, that too is called laziness. Many have the experience whereby they do not have any obstacles. They are moving along well, but they do not have that intense love, and that is, they do not have any special enthusiasm. So this is also sign of laziness. There are many types of laziness. Never allow this laziness to come. First of all, laziness makes you into an ordinary effort maker, or it will make you distance from being close, Baba says. Then having made you distance, it will also deceive you. It will make you weak and powerless. By becoming weak and powerless, you become influenced by weaknesses. Therefore, constantly continue to check whether your intellect has become distant from the Father or Father's task. Is it completely close and with the Father? In today's world, Baba says when a person kills someone or commits an act of violence, he first takes the victim somewhere far away. He will isolate the victim to weaken him and then attack him. Maya is also clever. First, she'll make your intellect distance from the Almighty Authority Father. Then, when the victim becomes weak, she attacks you. No matter what happens, do not ever distance your intellect from the company of your Father. This is the mistake what we do, that we distance ourselves from the Father and the company of the Father, and then that is why the Maya attacks us. When someone is being attacked in order to save himself, he cries out and causes an upheaval so that he cannot be taken away far away. So you also have to, when you see that Maya is trying to break the love of your intellect for the Father, begin to sing praise of Baba's virtue within yourself. This is a key. This is a golden key. Very important line. That when we see that Maya is breaking us away or taking us away, we start singing praise of Baba virtues. Baba says Baba's virtues. No? One Murli Baba also said, you start saying Meetha Baba, Meetha Baba, Meetha Baba, and आपका गुस्सा चला जाएगा. The anger will go away. So Baba says, do not cry out in distress, but begin to perform an elevated task. On the path of bhakti also, people sing praises of the virtues of God. When did this memorial begin? They have changed the singing of praise in the mind in the form of singing praises in words. Only you can sing the praise in an accurate way because we know who's God in a very accurate way. You sing praise in the accurate way through the thoughts of your mind and through being the embodiment of remembrance. Whereas on the part of bhakti, they take it in a gross way, and so they start to sing, to use their lips. So this was in Bhakti Mark, they just copy us from our Gyan Mark, what we have been doing this right now. So they say they just copy you, right? But in Gyan, we are singing the praise of Baba the way he is, and that manifests itself into the Bhakti way. The systems and customs begin from here, therefore begin to sing the praise. Consider yourself to have the right and use all the powers. Then Maya will never be able to break the love of your intellect. You will not be distances, neither will you be weak, or nor will you be defeated. That's very important. Excuse me. Then you will be constantly victorious, Baba says. So remember the slogan of how you have been victorious many times. Now also you will definitely be victorious. Can those who have been victorious many times be defeated now? Not at all. You should feel it impossible. You should feel it impossible to be defeated. Just as the soul who do not have the knowledge find it impossible to be victorious. In the same way, knowledgeable souls should find it impossible to be defeated. So it's impossible that Maya can defeat us. So Baba says this was on 0403 since 1972, Murli. So the next paragraph is, at the present time, you have to become very cautious. At present, the pilgrims have reached a higher level point on their destination. When going to very high destination, there's a great need to maintain attention at every step. You need to check yourself at every step. What will be the result if you have less attention on even one step? Instead of going up, your foot will slip and you will come down. So Baba says, be very careful. So at the present time, do you have this much attention, or is there carelessness? The earlier time was a different phase. That time has gone by now. Now you must not be merciful. Even now you must not be merciful. If even now you are merciful, then you will not be able to be merciful towards other souls. So, so Baba says that you have to be merciful. That's what Baba is saying to us, that you have to be merciful on your own self. Now, Baba is cautioning the children, you have to attain such a high stage so that the children can be merciful towards themselves. Do not think that Baba is merciful and that Baba will be merciful for whatever happens. No. Now you will have to settle a thousandfold karmic account for one mistake. Therefore, now is the time to make even now is the time to make even the slightest mistake. Sorry, I'll repeat this line. Therefore, now is not the time, not is the key word here, to make even the slightest mistake. At present, you must be very cautious at every step and become the multimillionaires by earning multi-millions at every step. Your name is those who are the multi-million times fortunate. Wow. This is very powerful. You have to remember that we are multi-million times fortunate. Therefore, as is your name, this is should be a name, so should be your actions. Check in every action whether you are earning an income of multi-millions and becoming multi-millionaires. If you have not become multi-millionaires, then how can you be called multi-million time fortunate? Not even one step should be without earning an income of multi-millions. Do you have such checking, or do you become conscious of this after you have wasted many steps? Therefore, you are being cautioned in advance. The final stage is that of you being a Shakti. The form of a Shakti is not that of a mercy. A Shakti is always shown as a destroyer. The time of destroying is now coming close. You must not be merciful at the time of destroying something. At the time of destroying something, you have to adopt the form of a destroyer. Therefore, the part of being merciful has also now finished. In the relationship of the father, Baba wills accepting your carelessness and the mischief of childhood made you move forward. However, it is now the part of the form of a Sadguru to purify you in every way and to take you back home with himself. The father accepts the children's carelessness and mischief and still continues to explain to them with love and continues to move along with all of that. That is not the form of the Sadguru. The form of the Sadguru is one that makes your thought, words, and actions truthful. Whether he makes you that through knowledge, through your effort, or whether through punishment, the Satguru is not one who will accept mischief and carelessness, Baba says. Therefore, now understand the time and the form of the Father. It should not be that you do not recognize this final form of Father and you deceive yourself by still being in your stage of careless childhood. You have to remain very cautious. The Shaktis should also adopt their form of being destroyers, just as it has been shown that anyone with the devilish sanskars cannot confront the Shaktis. Right? Baba says that anyone with the devilish sanskars cannot confront the Shaktis and that those with the devilish sanskars cannot even raise their eyes in front of Shaktis. So, becoming the form of the destroyer and destroy the impure sanskar within your own self, and also become the image of destroyers that evil sanskars of others. Do you have such courage in the form of a mother? You can have mercy, but there is no mercy in the form of a Shakti. So that is what Baba says. And this was told to us in Murli of 03/05/1972. So Baba says you make a lot of effort, and this is why you become tired as long as you move along. Baba says you make a lot of effort, and this is why you become tired as you move along. As your enthusiasm decreases, you become lazy. And when there's this laziness, all its other companions will also come. Laziness comes with all its companions. It does not come alone. That's what Baba is saying. Just as Baba does not come alone, he is revealed with his children. In the same way, these vices do not come alone. They come with their companions. Therefore, when the vice comes into existence because you disobey many instructions, what becomes of your stage? You have a desire for one thing or the other. By cutting out just one word, neither are you yourself contented, nor are you able to make others contented. Therefore, when you are making effort for your self-progress, or when you put any plan or service into practical form, before you create the plan and put it into the practical form, stabilize yourself in your stage of self-respect. That means in some or the other Swaman. Okay, that I'm a deity soul or I'm a master almighty soul. And then make any plans or put them into a practical form. And this is what Baba has said in 10:05 and 1972 Murli. So the next thing Baba says, next paragraph, when someone knows that his destination is only a little distance away, he forgets everything else in the happiness of reaching that destination. So when you know you're coming very close to the Satyuga or your complete form, you become very happy. When you become lazy as you move along because of being tired whilst making effort, or because of little problems in order to finish all these, keep the time in front of you clearly, and together with the time, keep your attainment in front of you. And then the laziness and tiredness will finish, just as you create service plans for every year. In the same way, you make a plan for yourself for your stage of ascent, for becoming perfect, and for having elevated thoughts and performing elevated karmas. Together with keeping the plans in front of you, put them into a practical form at every moment, Baba says. This was from 24th of 5, 1972, Murli. The next paragraph, Baba says, just as the perfect stage and the future stage constantly stay in front of the Father, in the same way, are you also experiencing this, or are you thinking, I don't know what the future will be? It is never clear. It's never announced. However, the Mahavir effort makers will always have it clear in their intellect. So, are you able to see it clearly, or is there a thin veil in between? Nowadays, they also have a transparent veil. You are able to see everything through it, yet it is still a veil. However, there would be a difference in seeing something clearly without a veil in between and seeing something through the veil. Would there not? So, according to your effort, there isn't a transparent veil in between still remaining, is there? Baba's asking. Everything is absolute clear, is it not? So Baba says, so Madhubar Nivasis are unshakable, are they not? And here we also have to recognize that we are actually Madhubar Nivasis. I know Baba is talking to only Madhubar Nivasis here, but somewhere or the other, we are also the Madhubar Nivasis, right? Because that's our home, that's a permanent home on this earth. Or do you have the thought what is happening? You do not have any question of why and what do you? Whatever part is being played, a very deep significance is contained within each part. What was the significance? You were told earlier that in order to warn you of the time, a bell is rung every now and then. That is why people ring the bells in front of your non-living images. Now, this is the thing to warn you of the time. It is interesting that Baba warns us all the time by ringing a bell. And that is why in mandirs we have all these um bells when they come in the temples. They awaken you by ringing the bells. They put you to sleep by ringing the bells. How interesting is that? Here also, because the scripture writers have shown a long duration of the time and put everyone to sleep, you are given a warning by the time by the ringing of the bells. Everyone is sleeping in the sleep of ignorance because they think that they still have a lot of time. So here also Maya makes the soul of the divine family careless with her various colors and forms and her customs and systems, and make them distance from the recognition of the time, and put them in the sleep of slackness of effort. When people are careless, they are comfortable in that, but when they have a responsibility, they have to pay attention that they get up on time and do something. If there's no responsibility, they become careless, they go to sleep. So this is also a carelessness they have developed. They develop. When they become careless and are also lost in the sleep of being slack in effort, what do you then have to do? You have to shake them. You have to create some sort of upheaval so, so that they waken up. As is the sleep they are in, so is the kind of noise you make. If they are in a deep sleep, you have to shake them. But if they are light sleepers, they awaken with the slightest movement. At present, you haven't yet shaken anyone. Only a little movement has taken place. You use something else as an instrument to shake that person so that he wakens. Here in the drama, also, when the images that were the form of a warning were shaken a little, and a little movement has created everyone woken because they were in a light sleep. They definitely did awaken, but did they cry out as soon as they awoke? When someone is suddenly awakened, he becomes afraid and wonders what happened. Some awaken properly, and some become conscious after having become a little afraid. This is the key here, Baba. If we are shook from inside, then we become a little afraid and we start doing things. However, it should not be like this. There shouldn't be the slightest trace of any kind of fear visible on your face. There shouldn't be the slightest change even in your sound. If there is a difference in your sound or on your face, then would you call this a pass? In fact, this is nothing. Many more difficult papers are still to come. When a paper is not to be given after a long time, the student becomes careless in their studies. Then why the examination days come closer? Then when the examination days come closer, they pay attention. So as yet you have seen nothing. However, such papers are to come that you wouldn't even have thought or dreamt of. You should have such a practice that it will be as though you are seeing a limited drama as a detached observer. Then, whether the scene is of a pain or a laughter, you observe both part as a detached observer. There won't be any difference in either scene because you will consider it to be a drama. So you should have such a constant stage. Whether the part is of being entertained or of a serious and a mature part of a loving soul, see that also as a detached observer. You should have the stage of being a detached observer. Your stage should not be that of being afraid or of battling. Some are not afraid, but they are still engaged in battling. There must definitely be some benefit. However, the stage of being detached observer is completely separate, Baba says. This is also known as the constant stage. There will That will only happen when you constantly remain absorbed in the remembrance of the one Father, Baba, and the inheritance, and that is all, nothing else. Will seeing, listening, or coming into connection or relationship, you will consider it to be playing your part as a detached observer. The intellect should be lost in that love. Let there be intoxication of the Father and the inheritance. That is why you must now create such a stage. Therefore, in order for you to be judged, to judge yourself, these papers come to you. How else would you know? Each of you receives a thermometer to recognize your own stage. So these are the thermometers through which you can judge your own stage for yourself. Baba says there is no need for anyone to tell you anything. Do not become afraid. When you go into the depth, all fears will be finished. All the fear will be finished. Because of not going into depth, you become fear. And the depth is that I am a soul and I can never die. So this was from 1909 since 1972, Murli. The other is all of you have the aim of becoming number one, do you not? You do not have the aim of thinking that it does not matter if you claim the last number, do you? If you have the aim of thinking that whatever you receive is good, what would that be called? What would be the title of such a weak soul? Baba says that's a weak soul. Such souls are also remembered in the scriptures. Firstly, tell Baba of such a title, and secondly, what is the memorial of such souls? The memorial of such souls is that when God distributed fortune, they were sleeping. So the aim is that we have to come in the golden age, in the first janam, in the first birth itself, right? That we have to be the goddess of Shitala, of coolness. The memorial of such souls is that when God distributed fortune, they were sleeping. Carelessness is also partly sleeping. Those who remain careless are in the stage of sleeping. If you become careless, then also you would be said to be sleeping. What would be the title of such souls? Such souls are also called those who kick away the fortune that comes in front of them. You have become the children of the bestower of fortune. That is, you have claimed all rights. The fortune has come to you. The fortune has come in front of you. That is, the bestower of fortune has come in front of you. What would you say if instead of creating the fortune that has come in front of you, you kick it aside? Unfortunate. Such souls can never attain happiness. None of you are going to be like that, are you? No, Baba. You are those souls who created your own fortune. Whatever fortune you create, according you will create the portrait of your future reward, Baba says. And that is from 04/05/04/05/73 Murli. The fortune of others is created through renunciation of the self. Where there is no renunciation of the self, the fortune of others cannot be created. The Father renounced everything for himself, and this is how your fortune is created. So, in their stage, they renounced all the luxuries for the self, and it was through this that fortune was created. Now, Baba is saying, are you making such as much fortunes for others as you have renunciated for the self, as you have renunciation for the self? This is why the hairs are hidden, So now let those sanskars of being the great donors emerge. That is, whilst having all attainments and all facilities, do not get trapped in the facilities, but maintain your own spiritual endeavor. At present, there is little spiritual endeavor and have more facilities. Earlier, they made more spiritual endeavors and have fewer facilities. So Baba says this is why you must now constantly maintain that spiritual endeavor, that is, even whilst having all the facilities, maintain an attitude of renunciation through which you can create the fortune of many souls. Bab Dada has given you souls the authority of drawing the line of fortune on the hands of others. So it should not be that because of the lack of your own renunciation, you are unable to create the complete fortune of other souls. You have a great responsibility just as time is coming closer, so too the responsibility on each soul of not wasting any thought is also increasing. Now, do not consider this to be your own childhood. Whatever you did in your childhood was good. Even the carelessness of a child is enjoyed by others. But if an adult is careless, no one likes it. Therefore, according to the time, maintain your stage of self respect for all time and continue to fulfill your responsibility. Do you understand? Yes, Baba. Acha. So this was from 08/05/1973, Murli. And then third part, we'll be starting uh, with in the other recording. So part 3, okay? Thank you.